So the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 is almost here, literally. It's actually coming out around August, so just 2 months away-ish. And I've actually done one single video on the Note 9 already. I've done that in December, but actually since then we've had so many new leaks and rumors on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. So here's an updated video with everything to expect in terms of the Note 9. There's quite a lot of new things that I want to mention in this video. So yeah, grab some popcorn and let's have a look. Okay, so the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus were actually one of the biggest design changes that Samsung has ever done. The home button, for example, it was removed, and instead we got a haptic feedback engine. The top and bottom bezels were shrunken down considerably from the S7 Edge, and the side bezels were pretty much removed entirely thanks to those curved sides. And the S8 Plus was literally my favorite smartphone design of 2017. And now in 2018, we got the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus, which were basically S variants of the S8 and the S8 Plus. So they did feature some design changes, and apart from the new colors, which one of them is this cool blue coral blue color, so this is pretty cool. But aside from this, we also got some slightly thinner bezels. So essentially a slightly shorter top bezel and a slightly thinner bottom one as well, for them to be easier to use in one hand. But yeah, other than that, 2018 for Samsung seems to be a year of some very small design changes over the previous generation. And this is not really that big of an issue since, well, the S8 already looked amazing, and honestly, how much can you actually improve on a design that's close to perfection? I mean, yeah, you can make the bezel smaller, you can maybe add a notch, which by the way Samsung won't be adding. They said that no, they won't be adding a notch. So long story short, this seems to be the entire story behind the Galaxy Note 9 as well. So the Note 9, same as the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus, it would be an improved version of the Note 8, not an entirely new phone like the S8, the S8 Plus, and the Note 8 were. Okay, so what about some actual Samsung Galaxy Note 9 leaks? Well, in terms of the leaks, Evan Blass, or Eve Leaks, he said that the codename for the Note 9 is actually Crown, and the model number is SMN960U. So if this codename is actually Crown, if it's called the Crown internally, then it's probably because it's Samsung's flagship smartphone for 2018. So yeah, it's not the S9 Plus, it's actually the Note 9, and Samsung won't be releasing any other phones in 2018. And the main design change that we are expecting to see, same as the S9 and the S9 Plus, we are mainly expecting to see thinner bezels, so nothing too crazy, just similar to how the S9 has done it earlier this year. And among with this, the entire body of the phone would be about 2mm shorter or so from the Note 8, which would actually make it easier to hold and use with one hand. Now, we've had some reports that the Note 9 would also come with a larger display, so a 6.4 inches display or a 6.38, which would actually be up from 6.32, so not a huge increase, but definitely a bit of an increase. Now, this is totally possible, but I do see Samsung doing something similar to what they've done with the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus, and that's actually keeping the same display size as before, but making the entire phone shorter and easier to use with one hand by reducing the size of the bezels. So there you go, this is the Zone of Tech Samsung Galaxy Note 9 concept, and this is based on the actual leaks that we've seen so far of the Note 9. So thinner bezels and overall a design that's still very, very similar to the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 from last year. Okay, but apart from the design, will we be seeing any other changes? Well, probably the most reported upcoming change or upcoming feature of the Note 9 is that in-display fingerprint reader. And here's the thing, an in-display fingerprint reader was actually rumored to come with a Samsung Galaxy S8. Is this the S8? Yeah, this is the S8. I have a few phones on my desk. But yeah, it was rumored to come on a Samsung Galaxy S8. Not even the S9, but the S8. And that never happened, and then it never even happened with the Note 8. Everyone was expecting to see that on the Note 8, which again never happened, and then the S9 was also expected to come with an in-display fingerprint reader, which again never ended happening. So are we finally getting an in-display fingerprint reader with the Note 9? Well, probably not. So Ming-Chi Kuo, who unfortunately left KGI by the way, he said that Samsung was actually facing some technical difficulties in getting that sensor to work when using a screen protector, which by the way, interesting enough, it works fine on the Vivo X20 Plus UD. I know, not the best name for a phone, but yeah, it actually works fine with a screen protector on that phone, literally the first phone in the world to come with an in-display fingerprint reader. But yeah, chances are that it won't be happening with the Note 9, unfortunately. And speaking of this, Sam Mobile, they said that Samsung will be having the in-display fingerprint reader technology for the S10 instead, which actually seems to be the case according to pretty much every single new leak on this. Now, we are going to get a few fingerprint reader changes, as in it's actually going to be relocated from the right-hand side on the back to the middle, still on the back. So same as we've seen with the Samsung Galaxy S9, this would make it a bit easier to reach. But honestly, I still don't find this to be the best position in terms of fingerprint reader on the back of a smartphone. That award actually goes to the Google Pixel 2 XL. It's so easy to touch, to use the fingerprint reader on this phone on the back. And speaking of the fingerprint reader slash security slash unlocking your phone, the Note 9 would also feature Samsung's intelligent scan from the S9, which I know it sounds really cool, but it's literally just using the iris scanner and the front-facing camera at the same time to make the unlocking function more secure and faster. We've actually had some reports that the Note 9 could use this as well as the fingerprint reader in conjunction with the front-facing camera and the iris scanner for an extra layer of security, which could happen, but I don't know, it's gonna be a bit weird. Just I don't know. I feel like this might even be slower because it's gonna have to verify the fingerprint reader, the front-facing camera, your face, and then your iris with the iris scanner. So this might even be slower than just the current intelligent scan that we have on the S9s. Okay, so what else? Well, in terms of the camera, it would literally be the exact same model, the exact same unit as on the S9 Plus. So 4K 60 video, a dual aperture camera, 960 frames per second slow motion, and also that f1.7 dual aperture camera. Those would be the biggest additions, the biggest new features on the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And then Samsung has also talked about some improvements that are coming to the S Pen. So they actually said that they're working on a, quote, much improved S Pen, unquote. So whether this is, I don't know, some more levels of pressure or an extra button or some new features, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the S Pen is definitely getting an improvement. And then finally, when it comes to the actual performance, the Snapdragon 845 and the Exynos 9810 would be the options in terms of the processor. So same CPU options as the S9. If you live in the US, if you get a US variant, you'll get a Snapdragon model, whereas if you get the international variant, you'll get Samsung's own Exynos 9810 processor, which is actually, yes, it's a bit more powerful than the Snapdragon variant, but nothing too major to make you switch to the Exynos model if you're using the Snapdragon variant. Now, when it comes to the actual amount of RAM, the Note 8 actually came with 6GB of RAM, which is what the S9 Plus also came with. So the Note 9 could either come with 6GB of RAM or hopefully 8GB of RAM. Now, most sources point towards 6GB of RAM, which is what I believe to be the case as well, because the S9 Plus with 6GB of RAM is already extremely fluid. It's Samsung's most fluid smartphone by a long shot, especially with the new processors. So the performance is already pretty good on the S9 Plus, even with Samsung Experience Skin, which is known to be literally the heaviest skin on a smartphone. Now, one of the biggest changes to the Note 9 might actually be in terms of the battery life. So not only are we getting an improved battery life with the new processors, but we've actually had sources claiming that the Note 9 could come with a 3800 mAh battery, up from 3300 mAh, and that would be a massive improvement. So I don't know if you remember, but the Note lineup was actually the king in terms of battery life for a smartphone. It was really, really good back in the day a few years ago. And then after the Note 7, after the Note 7 issues, Samsung actually had to reduce the battery life, the battery sizes. And the current Note 8 has an even smaller battery than the S9 Plus and even the S8 Plus, even though the Note 8 comes with a larger display. So, you know, larger display requires more power, more battery, but Samsung literally has a smaller battery in the Note 8, which doesn't really make sense, but yeah, so this might be getting a pretty big improvement with the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. And aside from this, we'll also get dual stereo speakers, so same as on the iPhone 7 and newer, or the Samsung Galaxy S9. The top earpiece would also be a speaker, and even though this is not confirmed, I'm guessing that the Note 9 would also come with Android O out of the box. Not Android P. Android P would be awesome, but you know, it's still in beta, so yeah, Android O. Hopefully Android 8.1, that would be my guess. And finally, Korea Herald and even Samsung themselves, they confirmed that the Note 9 would be Samsung's first smartphone to come with Bixby 2.0. Who's excited about Bixby? Probably no one. But yeah, Bixby is actually pretty good when it comes to executing direct commands. So for example, enabling Wi-Fi, posting that, I know, specific message to Facebook, Instagram, and so on. But when it comes to some more complex requests and actual conversations, especially, she's even worse than Siri. And Siri is already really, really bad when compared to the Google Assistant. But yeah, it seems that Samsung is very serious about this new AI, about Bixby. And by the way, Samsung actually has, at the moment, more than 1,000 people working on Bixby, which is very, very interesting and maybe even unexpected, I would say. Oh, and also Korea Herald, they said that the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 could even launch earlier than usual. So usually the Note series launches in August. They said that it could even launch in July. Which would literally be 2 months from today, around 2 months. So mid to end of July, that could also be an option. But yeah, there we go. This is overall everything to expect in terms of the Note 9. So overall, it would be very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, just with an even better S Pen support than before, with even more features, and possibly a larger battery as well. But yeah, definitely subscribe if you want to see more Elixir Rumors episodes like this one. and also enable notifications by tapping on that bell icon so that you don't miss any other cool future video and videos, not just one. But yeah, this was pretty much it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Note 9. Do you think it's too boring, or do you think it's actually a good all-around device? And yeah, this has been pretty much it. Check out yesterday's video on the Samsung Galaxy S10. Did a video on the S10, everything to expect. Yeah, this was pretty much it in terms of this video, so thank you for watching. I'm Daniel. I'll see you guys in my next one. Son of Tech, signing out. Cheers.